Is that KD? He changes his mind. He makes his decision. He might change his mind. You got to be sure. Nobody knows what the hell KD's going to do. Okay? But he will get the offer. Here's where it gets tricky. Last night and this morning, I personally have received word from very reliable sources that Kawhi Leonard is strongly considering going to the Los Angeles Lakers. We've been talking to the Toronto Raptors. We've been talking about the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm hearing the Lakers. Kawhi Leonard is thinking about joining LeBron James and Anthony Davis in L.A. with the Lakers. I don't know about y'all, but I don't even know how fair it would be. I mean, you could perceive it as a weak move, no doubt about that, because talk about jumping on the bandwagon. You could do that, as my man Jay Williams came on First Take and acknowledged. Because when you're that great and you're joining that level of greatness, who the hell can beat you? I mean, my God, who the hell's going to beat the Lakers if Kawhi, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James are on the same damn team? Who the hell's going to beat the Lakers? How does anybody have a chance? By the way, can I raise my hand? I'm 51. I only play basketball about once every 2 years now with my busy schedule. I mean, damn, I think I could suit up for the Lakers if my 3 teammates are those dudes. Hell, I got a chance. All I got to do is stand around and shoot. And chances are I'll never shot like I did that day I was in front of James Harden, who would have let me warm up before I was launching my threes. Ain't that hard? I mean, with these guys, I mean, damn. Kawhi, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James on the same team, it wouldn't be fair. But I'm hearing it's entirely possible that that's going to happen. We did it. We drafted R.J. Barrett, the New York Knicks. They got their man, all right.
R.J. Because there are wild expectations surrounding the New York Knicks.
Do you have big enough shoulders to carry this franchise?
You know, I haven't even played a game yet, so how you gonna ask me a question like that?
Easily, he's good enough to be the face of this franchise.
He's not scared of the big stage. In this case, that will be Madison Square Garden.
This is the place I want to be, so for everything to work out the way it did, I couldn't be happier.
The Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Ray Smith Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. And you can always get in touch with the show through the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed.
Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance, protecting commercial vehicles and offering specialized coverages designed to protect your business. More at progressivecommercial.com. An appropriate promo considering the fact that the New York Knicks could easily be called the New York Progressives since they got nobody going right. Everybody's going left. Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett. It is what it is. Breaking news. New York Knicks, after signing Julius Randle, after signing Bobby Portis, after signing Wayne Ellington this morning, have now added Elfrid Payton, the former 10th overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft. Playing the last several years in Orlando, and last year he was with the New Orleans Pelicans, averaged 10.7 rebounds a game. That Elfrid Payton, the New York Knicks just signed him to a 2-year deal. Brooklyn Nets get Kyrie and KD. The New York Knicks get Wayne Ellington and Elfrid Payton. I think they're doing this to me on purpose, John. I really do. I mean, they don't have to do this. I mean, does anybody have any idea how cruel this is? You can't even wait. You can't wait. You can't sign them to like the deal tomorrow, like a Tuesday. You got to do it now. Armando, you're live with Stephen A.
Stephen A., how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
I'm a lifelong Knicks fan, man. And I got to say this is probably the worst I've ever seen in this organization. And I think that we need to hold Dolan responsible for his actions. And I understand he's not involved in basketball operations or so he says, but he is directly responsible for creating the culture and the reputation around the Knicks. And we need to hold him responsible for that, man. And nothing's going to change if he's the owner. And Stephen A., as a Knicks fan, you need to use this platform for Knicks fans everywhere and publicly call for this man to sell the team. And if you're scared to do it, man, then give me the platform, and I'll do it for you. I'll do First Take. I'll do Get Up. I'll do your 2-hour radio show. And I'll call for this garbage owner to sell the damn franchise and be held accountable for his actions. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change, Stephen A., and I'm tired of this.
Let me say this to you. Here's why I'm having a difficult time doing that to James Dolan. He cuts the check. He spares no expense. And when he publicly acknowledges that he doesn't know basketball and he hands over the franchise to others, when we talk about him, but we don't talk about the people he has running the franchise, when do we do that?
I don't think it's the guys who were responsible.
Let me phrase the question a better way. Weren't we all happy when James Dolan brought Phil Jackson on board and gave Phil Jackson this 5-year, $60 million deal and named him president of basketball operations for the franchise? Do you remember that?
I remember. Yeah, sure.
Didn't James Dolan say Phil Jackson would be making the basketball decisions and I'm not getting involved? Didn't that happen?
Yeah, I remember. Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say to you is, when do we sit up there? And I'm not trying to let James Dolan off the hook because I think that his reputation precedes him. I think that he is widely not respected, and that has a lot to do with how this organization is viewed. But in all fairness, if Phil Jackson and Steve Mills, Princeton educated, former president of MSG, presently running basketball operations for the New York Knicks. If Dolan, I could see if it was something private, Armando. James Dolan came on a Michael Kay show and publicly stated, I don't make basketball decisions. Y'all all wanted me to stay out of the way. It's on them. I do what they tell me they need me to do. And other than that, I stay out of it. And every bit of evidence points to him playing his guitar with his band, traveling across the globe to do so. What I'm saying is, if that's the reality, what are we supposed to do?
I don't think that's the reality, Stephen A.
What do you think is the reality?
I think that what's happening is that he has more control over what he than what he says he is, and his ego is gigantic. And that's why we know his actions are directly responsible for why we didn't get a meeting with Kevin Durant. It wasn't because we have this great front office. We have good guys running the franchise. We have good guys out there. But why Kevin Durant didn't even sit down for a meeting is because James Dolan.
All right.
And that's why. And
all right. Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Let's go to Jake. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Jake?
Hey, Stephen A. How you doing?
How the hell you think I'm doing?
I know how you feel, brother. We got all this talk about the Knicks and the Nets the last couple of days, but the team we need to be talking about right now is the Los Angeles Lakers, my friend.
What about them?
Got Kawhi Leonard, sir.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Possibly join.
Possibly. Hasn't happened yet.
Hey, I think there's a good shot.
We all think it's a good shot, but let me ask you this question. What if they don't get him?
What if they don't get him? Then I still think they're going to be a top 4 team in the West.
So do I.
Doubt Anthony Davis and
so
LeBron.
do I. So why are you tripping? And here's my other point. I would rather have 80 to 81 great nights of basketball a year in L.A. with two teams going at it in pursuit of a championship rather than have one team so dominant that the balance of power is so drastically shifted. Kawhi, AD, and LeBron is damn near unfair. That's my belief. What about you?
I think that as a Lakers fan since 2006, that the Lakers would be absolutely dominant, of course, as you mentioned. And for sure, Kawhi would add something that the Lakers don't really have right now as a shooter.
I got you, but you still aren't really answering my question. In other words, you don't really want to compete. You want sheer dominance because the Lakers have been inept so long. You don't mind the balance of power being so drastically shifted. You don't. LeBron and AD ain't enough for you. You want even more. You're gluttonous. Goodbye. Ali, you're live with Stephen A.
Hey, what's going on, Stephen A? Listen, my question is, do you think Durant would have chosen Knicks had they given him the max, had they had that meeting, or was Brooklyn something that was a lock?
I think that once upon a time earlier this season, he was obviously considering that because the very sources that told me so are people that are incredibly, incredibly close to him. And even down to the last few weeks, he was still considering the Knicks and refused to write them off. But in the end, Kyrie is his boy, and he wanted to be with Kyrie. And Kyrie's more strong-willed than him. And Kyrie was not coming to the New York Knicks. He wanted to be near his family, but he wanted to be in Brooklyn. That's why he didn't go to L.A. It was going to be the Lakers or it was going to be the Nets. And Kyrie wanted to be with his family, near his family. He did not want to be out in L.A.
So, I mean, we never really had a chance then.
Basically. You could say you never really had a chance. Folks are saying you did until he went down and got injured. And it was easier for him to follow because of his injury, as opposed to him signing with the New York Knicks, them being all he had, and then everybody clamoring for him to hurry the hell up and get back because they needed him on the basketball court. With Kyrie, it almost buys you more time to get healthy and to do your thing in Brooklyn. Plus, you're playing with one of your good friends. And that's the difference. Appreciate the call. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Back with your calls to close out the show in a minute. By the way, the Stephen A. Smith Show is being brought to you by Hulu, which has live sports. Watch live games and all your favorite teams live on Hulu. No cable required. Live TV plan required. Restrictions apply. Plus, need seats to a game? Download the Vivid Seats app and enter promo code CHAMPS at checkout to get 10% off your first order. Don't buy just any seat.
King razors? Well, that's a no-brainer. Try the Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus razor.